Hello, Georgetown. I'm Beverly Enos, and you're watching Spotlight Georgetown. You can find us Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, 8 in the morning and 8 in the evening. Those are our standard times. Sometimes you can find a different show or a repeat at other times during the week, so watch the channel and see what shows up and come and watch us. This is part of your own cable TV program, so this is what you can do if you want to borrow the cameras, if you would like to learn some editing, if you would like to do something with the show. The cameras are here, the materials are here, the equipment is here. So if you want to become involved, just let me know and we'll make sure that it happens. Now today we're going to be talking from a woman from Elder Services, and we're going to be talking about healthy living programs, and her name is Susan Poludniak.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you for having me, Beverly.
We're going to talk a little bit about you first, and then some Elder Services, and then the healthy living program.
Sure.
Now, you're not from Georgetown. Where are you from?
Correct. I'm originally from Connecticut.
Okay.
I lived down in Charlotte, North Carolina for about 7 years.
Oh, that's so pretty.
It is. It's a wonderful area down there, but realized I'm a New Englander. I need to be back home, and all my family is back up here, so I ended up moving back up to the seacoast of New Hampshire. So okay. I'm very happy to be back up here.
But Elder Services covers?
Elder Services covers actually 23 cities and towns in the Merrimack Valley. So I'm only about 20, 30 minutes from there, so which is wonderful.
So that makes it relatively easy.
Oh, very easy.
Now, how did you ever get involved with Elder Services? You're obviously a young woman, so what's the background or the academics, or what got you involved in this?
Sure. I'm a registered dietitian by trade. So I've had about 18 years of experience being a registered dietitian. With the healthy living programs, that incorporates being with the registered dietitian piece of it. I've always been healthy, having a healthy lifestyle, so I think that's very important. So when I saw this position actually opening as the healthy living program manager, I thought, this is perfect for me, right up my alley. So that's how I became the Healthy Living Program Manager at Elder Services in Merrimack Valley.
Okay, Elder Services has lots of different programs.
Absolutely.
This is not the only program
we
that
have
they have.
Many services that we provide throughout the community. Mm-hmm. So this is just one aspect of the different programs that we have. I oversee 5 of the different healthy living programs, which I will be talking about today.
Okay, and some of the other things Elder Services do is they do Meals on Wheels, and they do visitations when people come home from rehab or hospitals. And
yeah, visitations. We have the SMP. We have the SHINE program, which is more of the insurance fraud with the SMP. Multiple, again, anything that anybody possibly needs, any type of service.
And anybody in Georgetown
yes.
can go to the Council on Aging and get all the information they need.
Absolutely, they can. Yes, we have for Elder Services.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. What is the Elder, well, basically we've talked about what it is, but how did they get involved in this healthy living program?
About 2008, I would say, Elder Services in the Merrimack Valley saw the need of the aging population, the older population.
There's a lot of us.
Yeah, and saw that we were trying, their goal is to try to keep people healthy, independent, and to stay at home. That's where people want to be. Yes. They want to be at home. So they saw these programs, which are, a few of them are Stanford University developed. Mm-hmm. So they saw that these programs would be wonderful fit in the Merrimack Valley area. So this is where they decided to investigate, look into, and then we decided to take this on. And it's been wonderful. Since 2008, we've actually taken this workshop on, and we've actually seen throughout the state over 4,000 participants.
Oh, wow.
So throughout the, yeah.
Now this program is evidence-based. What does that mean?
Yes. Evidence-based, that's a great question. Evidence-based means that there's a lot of science, there's a lot of research put behind these workshops. So these workshops, you don't just go out and do these programs in the community and there's no outcomes. People always want to see outcomes. What's in it for them? And that's where these outcomes come from. So there's a lot of research that Stanford University put behind a lot of these healthy living programs. So that's where that comes from.
Okay, now chronic disease self-management. In chronic diseases, we're talking diabetes, heart, high blood pressure.
Absolutely.
What else?
Chronic disease self-management program is one of our programs that we offer. It's a Stanford University program. It's anybody that has an ongoing medical condition, such as asthma, COPD, congestive heart failure, obesity, high cholesterol, diabetes. So anybody that has an ongoing medical condition or that somebody that cares for somebody that has an ongoing, a caretaker that cares for somebody that has an ongoing medical condition can actually attend these workshops.
Okay, is there a cost involved in these?
No, that's the best part of it, Beverly. They're free of charge to the community.
Free of charge for anybody that takes them?
Anybody that takes them, they're free of charge. So that's why it's so beneficial for people to come and learn more about their own medical condition. They receive resources, a book, Healthy Living book on their chronic conditions. So it has everything from A to Z on every medical condition in there, exercise to nutrition. And again, these books they can borrow or they can purchase at a minimal charge, but the workshop itself is free of charge. And they learn more, again, about their own medical condition, but they also realize that there's other people out there just like them that have the same medical condition, that they're going through the exact same thing that they're going through. So they learn from others, get other resources from other people. So it's a great camaraderie.
So the workshop actually becomes almost a self-help or a resource. It's a support group.
But you learn, there's two trained leaders, certified leaders that get trained through Stanford University. These leaders actually facilitate the group.
Okay.
The group itself kind of takes on from there, but they learn different things from nutrition to exercise, to depression management, to pain and fatigue management, relaxation techniques, stress management. So there's many different aspects that we all learn about. And of course, stress management, everybody.
Ready. Sign me up. Just sign me up now.
Exactly. So many people we find come in and oh, I'm so tired. I've been going, or, any type of family issues or anything. This is how they learn to deal with the pain, to deal with the fatigue, to deal with depression, stress, things like that.
Now, I first heard about this. There was a lady by the name of Eileen, and she was at the Methuen Senior Center, which is one of the places that I happen to teach. And they were going to offer, I believe it was a 6-week course in diabetes management.
Correct.
Now, is that how it's usually done at a senior center or at town halls or libraries or?
Yes. The workshop is actually held once a week for 6 weeks for 2.5 hours each week. And I know people say, oh, 2.5 hours. It goes by. We have people telling us all the time, it goes by so quick. I can't believe the 2.5 hours are up. You do get a 15 to 20 minute we call
break.
Social time.
Yeah.
Exactly. Where people can interact with one another, interact with the leaders, ask questions, provide resources, get in more information, things like that. So we do offer these at the councils on aging, the libraries, as I mentioned, the senior centers, everywhere, anywhere. We've actually offered it at the prisons, the women's prison up in Amesbury. So they're offered at many different sites throughout, police stations, in people's homes, we've had them. So a lot of great hospitals now are actually very interested. Many of the hospitals in the Merrimack Valley and also Lowell area are very interested and have actually been taking these workshops on, and we've been introducing them and implementing them in the hospital setting.
So someone could have, let's say, diabetes or COPD. They could come, maybe a spouse could come with them because quite often it's the spouse or the caretaker or their child.
Absolutely.
Because when you are the client, quite often you don't pick up everything you need because you hear certain keywords and you kind of lose the rest of it.
Right, exactly. And there is so much information that you do get. The testimonials, the responses from the participants, myself being a leader and going through the 6 weeks and seeing these participants go through the 6 weeks and how they share their stories and how they interact and they build friendships. Long-lasting friendships. We've had people that continue to go out for lunch or go out for coffee or continue their exercise program with one another, which is wonderful to see.
It is. It sounds like my classes. Now, what type of people do you target specifically for these programs?
We target anyone from 18 and above. So it's not set just for people, elderly people. We do find people from about 55, 60 and older. Is maybe about 75% of our workshop consists of. But anyone from 18 and above that has an ongoing medical condition.
Now, how do you market this to the public? How do they find out about it?
That's a great question. This is a great, number one, the cables, the radio shows, the newspapers. We market flyers. We put flyers up in the supermarkets or the coffee shops. So it's a lot of word of mouth. Hospitals, we get doctors' referrals, so which is wonderful because the doctors are always so supportive of these programs. So it's a lot of those different. Again, the newspapers are always very beneficial. Calling us, we have a website that people could go under and see what workshops are closest to them that they would like to attend to. So which is great.
And what is the website?
The website is www.healthyliving, the number 4, me.org. So that's www.healthyliving, the number 4, me.org.
Well, that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
And you can see all of our programs on there, where the closest workshop would be next to you, our calendar of events, things like that.
Now, who leads the workshops? How do you get people involved to do this, and what kind of training do they have?
A healthcare professional does not need to be, even though I'm a registered dietitian, you do not need to be a healthcare professional to actually be trained in this. We have actually a lot of volunteers that in the community that have been retired or just not working anymore, that want to help elder services, that want to get involved and be involved in a healthy lifestyle and the healthy living programs. So we have people in the community that come along, they get trained. It's a 4-day training, so we're always looking for people to get trained to conduct workshops in the community. They get trained. It's a 4-day, full-day training, free of charge at Elder Services of Merrimack Valley. Then they would go out and co-lead with another person to conduct these workshops. They receive a manual themselves, which explains everything to conduct the workshop.
So the first time or the first few times, they would probably be co-leading with someone who has been doing it for a while, that has experience.
Absolutely, absolutely. We always pair somebody new up with a more experienced individual.
You wouldn't put two newbies
Oh,
together.
no, no. That does not happen.
How do you invite volunteers to do this, or how do they get in touch with you to say, I'd like to try this?
We have a volunteer recruiter on board. You can call Elder Services of the Merrimack Valley and ask for me, Susan Poludniak, and get involved in that. You can go onto our website, and again, the numbers on there and how also you can become a volunteer. So going through that, but mainly they would contact myself, and then I would get them involved, explain more about the program, which program that they would be interested in getting trained in, and going out and doing these workshops.
And someone that might possibly have whatever they're talking about, let's say someone that has COPD, that might be a really great way for them to have a connection being a trainer.
We find that people that have an ongoing medical condition teach the workshops better than a healthcare professional. Reason why, and Stanford University has put research into that, because they find that people can relate more to the members in the class that have ongoing medical conditions. Right. So they find that
they
very
know
beneficial.
what it's like to sleep on 3 pillows.
Absolutely, absolutely. Or having shortness of breath, and
so that makes a big difference. Now, after the 6 weeks are done, is there a follow-up, and how is that handled?
We usually, per Stanford guidelines, there's a lot of fidelity in the Stanford program. So when the 6 weeks is up, this is a self-management program. So we find the participants are like, it's done. We can't believe it's done. We want this to keep going.
Right. What do we do now?
So we find that there's a lot of people that develop support groups, and they develop their own support group. And they continue, again, like I mentioned, meeting for coffee, going for a walk, continuing to go to the gym together, meeting up for maybe an hour of a social time, or explaining during that social time of any conditions or any issues or any problems that have come up for that week or that month, that people can work together, because that's what the workshop is about. Helping one another work out their own conditions, but also developing friendships and learning how to self-manage their own medical condition.
Now, let's say somebody does this and a couple of years later they really feel that they need a refresher. Can they take the course again?
Absolutely. We've had people come in 3 times and then realize, you know what, I really want to become a leader. I'm really interested in this workshop. So they get trained and then they go out in the community and conduct workshops, so which is wonderful.
Okay, what are the steps for other organizations to get involved with your program?
Again, what they would need to do is, we always ask people, are they ready to conduct or be involved in doing a workshop or getting people trained. So there's always, again, responsibility in doing that. So they would just contact me to be able to do that. Again, I get people involved, organizations, if they're interested in getting a workshop set up at their organization. They would like leaders to actually come out and do a workshop. They would contact me. We would set something up for the community. So we're always looking for sites to conduct a workshop, but we're also looking for leaders.
So if Kiwanis wanted to sponsor something, or another agency or group in town could sponsor something.
Yep. And my number is 1-800-892-0890.
Okay.
That's 1-800-892-0890.
And that'll go directly to you.
That'll go, and they would just ask for Susan Poludniak. Yes.
Okay. Obviously, this is going to answer the question, who do we contact? We contact you. That takes care of that question,
Yes.
doesn't it?
Yes.
Can you give an overview, because this is the one that I knew about at the time, of the Diabetes Self-Management Program?
Yeah. The Diabetes Self-Management Program is actually a spin-off of the Chronic Disease Self-Management Program. It is developed by Stanford University. It specifically targets people with type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes. And actually, again, for anybody that's a caretaker or spouse, could also attend. But it gears specifically for people that have diabetes. So it's not an overall of all medical conditions. It specifically gears into people that have diabetes. So talking about the highs and lows of blood sugars, complications of diabetes, sick days, foot care, medications with diabetes. So we go over specifically nutrition, exercise. Nutrition is very, very important, especially with people with diabetes. Eating healthy. So planning a menu, okay? Knowing the carbohydrates, the proteins, the fats, the good fats, the bad fats, the fiber, the water content. All of that is incorporated in what you should be taking in, how much you should be taking in, and the appropriate amounts.
I see. I have seen so many people that that are diabetic, and they go, well, if I have this, I'll just give myself more medication. And that's absolutely the wrong thing to do.
Unfortunately, that's where you see down the road, Beverly, as you know, amputations, kidney disease, dialysis,
eye loss,
heart failure, eye damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because an awful lot of people that are diabetic truly believe, well, I'm controlled on medication, so I'll just take extra medication.
Absolutely.
And that's not the way it works.
It's the wrong thing to do.
Right.
It's attending one of these workshops, learning how to self-manage your own medical condition so you don't have to quickly pick up that phone and call that doctor. You can say, I know what to do. Not in every case, but in most cases.
Right. The volunteers that teach the program, can they be any age, or do they have to be?
Any age.
Any
18
age?
and above.
Okay, so it's the same thing for them. They have to be 18 and above.
18 and above to teach the program. And as I mentioned, they would go through a training, which is usually since I'm a master trainer, I would go and conduct this training. So they would go through the training through probably me at Elder Services of Merrimack Valley.
Which is in Lawrence.
We have plenty of parking, and we have a great facility. Now we have a new training center, as we are called, the Healthy Living Center of Excellence. So we have a great new training center that has just opened up about 3 months ago.
And this is part of that whole facility right on the river.
Right on the
Correct?
river, and it is beautiful.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. So the training usually goes from about 9 to 3, and sometimes earlier. But again, you get to meet others that want to go out in the community, help other people. And that's what I think is just so wonderful.
So if someone took the training for diabetes management, would they have to take a different training for asthma management?
Yeah.
Or COPD?
There's the diabetes self-management program, and there's a chronic disease self-management program. They're two separate trainings.
Okay.
So yes, they would have to go through, would be a different, but very similar setup.
So those are the only two that they would have to go through to...
If they wanted to get trained.
Anything.
We do have two other programs that I could talk about also. Is our Matter of Balance program, which is significantly very popular.
What is it?
Matter of Balance.
Matter of Balance, okay.
Yes. It's for anybody that's fallen in the past, has a fear of falling, concerns about falling. This program was developed by Boston University and was taken on by Maine Health. And it actually is an 8-week program, held once a week for 2 hours each week.
Okay.
And what you learn is more confidence about going out and being able to do those daily activities that you've always wanted to do. So people that have been more inhibiting themselves going out socializing because they're afraid they're going to fall, or there's ice or slush out there, they have more confidence that they can go out and do the things again that they would like to do. So in these 8 weeks, they learn if they do fall, how to get up from a fall, how to prevent falls, hazards, any type of hazards in their home, such as
floor up all those
scatter rugs, cats that weave in between the legs and things like that. We don't want to get rid of those, but good places where you can put them in your house or your apartment where it'd be more safe for the person, individual. And then week 3 through week 8, they actually do exercises. 45 minutes of different exercises for flexibility, endurance, strengthening, balance. People love them. They love the exercises. So we do exercises and then also do different activities, again, to help prevent falls and build confidence for people to prevent falls. And we find the outcomes from these workshops, 98% of people would recommend the Matter of Balance workshop. 99% people actually continue to do the exercises or have joined a gym or a walking group. So we find the support group from everybody else, but the camaraderie, the friends, building of friendships, going out and after the 8 weeks, going and continuing to go for a little walk, or, which is great to see.
I'm smiling because in my head I'm just seeing all these ladies and gentlemen on the balance beam for the Olympics or something.
Yeah, exactly. They're not there at that point, but they could be close.
Okay. And you said there was another program that you offer as well.
Yes, Healthy Eating for Successful Living. This program is geared more on bone health and physical endurance, physical health, physical well-being. So it is a 6-week program. It's held once a week for 6 weeks for 2.5 hours each week. Again, there is a 20-minute social time or a break, as we call it. And they learn more about nutrition, okay? So it's more for people that want to eat healthier. They learn about reading labels, water intake, fiber, how much carbohydrates they should be taking in, fat content, the good fats, the bad fats. So it gears through all the nutrition aspects, all the nutrients that they would actually need for a healthy lifestyle, but also incorporating the exercise part of it too, the strengthening, the balance, the flexibility. And there's exercises that we do each week with them, so which is great.
An awful lot of people, especially as we get up in years, they have a tendency to eat the same things all the time, which means they're probably leaving out other things that are really needed that they're not getting.
Yes. There's 42 different nutrients your body needs on a daily basis. People don't realize, I didn't realize that this has this in it, or I shouldn't be eating this, or I really should be focusing in on this. So that's what this workshop is really all about.
I need to have some protein with my breakfast, not just a bowl of cereal.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Any testimonials that you'd like to share?
Yes, I actually have 2. One from a lady that actually came in, it was about 2010. I was actually conducting the workshop, and she came in, she's about 32 years old, and she came in arms folded, very hesitant to come into the class. And she sat down, and I can use her name because she mentioned that I could use her name. Sherry had said, I've gone to every workshop that's out there. I've gone to Jenny Craig, I've gone to the diabetes workshops, I've gone to Weight Watchers, nothing works. But the doctor told me I needed to come here because the doctor said if I don't do something, I'm on my deathbed and I need to do something. Her blood sugars were running 350s to 500s. Her
and it's supposed to be somewhere right around 100.
Basically, for a finger stick, 90s to no more than about 100. Correct. Her hemoglobin A1c was 14.9. For anybody that doesn't know what a hemoglobin A1c is, it basically is an average over the last 3 months of how your blood sugars have been running.
And it's the same blood test as they take regular blood anyway.
Yes.
So people can ask to have that done when they have their regular blood work done.
And they should ask for that. Every 6 months or at least once a year, they should be getting their hemoglobin A1c, which is HbA1c. They should be getting that checked
number
every
should
year.
be
below 7.
Okay.
And hers was 14.9. She was morbidly overweight. So she came into the class. By the second week, She's coming in early. She's helping the leaders set up. She's writing down her homework, what she needed to do. Not that there's really any homework, but we have people interact with one another. Really, there's a little bit of reading for chapters, things like that. This was in June of 2010. By December, just before Christmas of 2010, she had lost 37 pounds. Her blood sugars now were running between 150s and 160s.
Which is
and her
tough.
hemoglobin A1c dropped to 6.4. 6.4.
Which is totally allowable within the range.
From 14.9. And this was after she took the 6 weeks. She continued doing exercises. She continued eating right. She knew she had the resources, because we provide the resources in the workshops. She had the resources. She had the knowledge. This is what shows you. She then went from there, went to go back to school to be a medical assistant, to go and help those that are diabetics that were just like her, to help so that they could become healthy and well themselves, which is wonderful.
Plus, a program like this helps you with some goal setting as well.
Yes.
So you know what your numbers are to start with. You know what they should be to end with.
Absolutely.
So that does help goal setting on a short-term and a long-term
Absolutely.
range.
These workshops are not lecture series. They're and I'm glad you brought that point up, they're very interactive. There's a lot of brainstorming, action planning, problem solving, goal setting. Each week they set a small goal that they would like to accomplish and report back to the group the following week. So that's always important, and you find people are so excited and they can't wait to share, and that they accomplish that goal, because that builds the confidence in people.
Yeah.
So, which is wonderful to see.
And you said there were 2 testimonials.
Yes. The other testimonial was from a gentleman in his early 50s. He actually recently got diagnosed with diabetes. Very similar conditions. And he ended up learning about the diabetes self-management program, contacted me, and went through the training to become a leader himself. And since becoming a leader and going out and doing these workshops and doing his action plans, his goals each week, he has lost, I think, 30, 40 pounds. He continues with an exercise program. He continues to eat healthy, and he's on a roll to healthier lifestyle.
Quite often especially with diabetes and with some of the others, if you lose the weight, bring your sugar under control, your medications can be minimized or eliminated.
Absolutely.
Which is an amazing thing.
It's huge. It's huge. And again, these workshops help you, assist you in managing your own care, to be able to do that, to get into an exercise program, to eat healthier.
Now, when you say exercise program, this is kind of like the big E. You don't mean that they're going to be lifting weights and spending 45 minutes on the floor doing, sit-ups or...
No, walking for 15 or 20 minutes, We always say to people, when you're watching TV, the national news or the local news for 30 minutes, during the commercials, get up, lift some weights, just during the commercials. We always say baby steps. Baby steps is the key. Smaller steps to get to reach your larger goal. So, and that's always the key to success.
Yeah, a lot of people, especially as we get older, they kind of think, what are they going to make me do this time?
Oh, no. We always, if someone hasn't started an exercise program and has never exercised before, we don't have them going out and doing a marathon, or would even expect them. If they would want to start out 10 or 15 minutes, just a little bit of walking, or getting on the exercise bike, or just doing a little bit of weights, that's better than not doing anything at all.
And you have those facilities as part of your training area?
We have, tell people resources of where to go,
okay,
but we also show them exercises of what to do and how to do the exercises appropriately. Yes.
So that nobody gets hurt in the short term.
Correct. And again, the Healthy Living Life book that they receive is all exercises in there that they can actually do at home, floor exercises, standing exercises that they can actually do at home also. So again, another resource for them.
Okay. Now, let me have the website again, just so that
Sure.
as we finish up, it's right at the very end and everybody remembers it.
www.healthyliving4me.org.
Okay, healthyliving4me.org.
me.org.
And how often do these workshops repeat?
They can continue. I mean, when you go on to our website, you can see under the calendar of all the different workshops. So they're throughout the 23 different towns and cities in Merrimack Valley. So sometimes we have at hospital settings, we have continuous workshops. So again, a lot of the hospitals, Merrimack Valley Hospital, wonderful that they're very interested in Holy Family. A lot of the different hospitals, Anna Jake's, Saints Medical Center, Lowell General Hospital, they're all conducting these workshops.
So if a Tuesday doesn't work for you, you can find a Wednesday someplace else.
Someplace else that's close to you. And again, getting on the website itself, that's where we'll be able to direct you.
And if anybody has trouble with the website, they can contact
me.
Contact you, or
yes.
Contact Colleen. She'll help you.
Yes, exactly. Colleen's
She'll help you
wonderful.
find out whatever you need to know.
Yes, Colleen's wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Well,
I
thank
truly
you.
appreciate
Thank you for
coming.
having me on the show. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Healthy living. Think about that. I'm Beverly Enos. This is Spotlight Georgetown. Don't forget, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Thank you for joining us. Bye for now.